The Pixel 9 Pro XL is a great phone. Really been enjoying using it. I've been trying to narrow it down what it is that makes this phone so special. And I think it's because it has the it factor. It's something, it's almost untangible. But whenever I use this phone, whenever I use a Samsung phone, when I use a Sony phone, like there's a lot of these phones, they feel kind of the same every year, year over year. You get the new one, you get the S24 Ultra. It looks and feels almost exactly like the S23 Ultra. You get the iPhone 16, feels and looks just like the iPhone 15. This one, they made some substantial changes in the build quality and in the design that just makes it feel a lot more premium. But there's one other thing about this phone that really stands out. It's not just the camera, like the camera stands out too, especially the selfie camera, but it's the haptics. And it's one of those things where you're just using the phone and it adds such a complimentary experience. Like whenever you're typing on the phone, whenever you're doing anything that involves haptics with the system, but especially typing, it's just such a nice process. And here lately I've been using the Clicks keyboard with my iPhone 16 Pro Max. I really like the Clicks keyboard. I really like having a physical keyboard. One of the main reasons is because software touch-based keyboards have been not the greatest. Some phones do it better than others. The Pixels historically have really good haptics, but the Pixel 9 Pro XL haptics, they're so crisp, they're so nice, and it makes for such a great experience when using the phone. So you tie all that stuff in together, plus you get, I think the Tensor 4 has a great experience. I think that the modem is greatly improved. I haven't been having any heat issues. The battery on the Pixel 9 Pro XL lasts me all day. I even enjoy some gaming on here. I like the cameras a lot, and it's got plenty of RAM. It's got all the AI stuff you could ask for. It just feels like a really complete phone. And yes, I know that a lot of people like to harp on the benchmarks, but the benchmarks, not really tangible. Like whenever you take a look and you use an S24 Ultra, which I've got mine over here. Like let's say you use the S24 Ultra and it's got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 and it's supposed to have benchmarks out the wazoo. Whenever I use the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 and the S24 Ultra and I use the Pixel 9 Pro XL with the Tensor 4, I feel no difference. They feel just as smooth, they feel just as snappy, just as zippy. And I think that the software experience with Android 15 and even we had Android 14 on the Pixel 9 Pro XL feels smoother than any other phone that I've used this year. Call me crazy, call me whatever you want, but I feel like it has the best Android experience I've used this year. I like One UI, I like the multitasking stuff, I like the S Pen. There's a lot of stuff I like about the S24 Ultra, but whenever it comes to daily use, whenever it comes to seamlessness, when it comes to speed, when it comes to the UI, when it comes to the typing, when it comes to the overall package, I love this phone and I really enjoy using it. And there's just so much about it. Like you pick it up and you use it, it feels so much improved over last year. Like the Pixel 8 Pro is a good phone, but the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL is a great phone. And it's nice too because I think the sales already started. I saw yesterday they had the Pixel 9 Pro XL like at Best Buy for $949, and I think the Pixel 9 Pro is $849. But I know that starting on the 21st for sure for the week it's supposed to be lower if you're looking to pick one up. And I made a video about this the other day. Is it worth buying? Is it something that you should consider? And I think absolutely. And I know there's a lot of folks who are still out there on the fence because you got burned or turned off by the Tensor 1 with the Pixel 6, or you got burned or turned off by the Tensor 2 with the Pixel 7. I thought the Tensor 3 was pretty good in the Pixel 8 series. And then the 4, I mean, it feels like I'm using a Snapdragon processor. And normally, like when it comes to the original Tensor, Tensor 2, like, yeah, you could tell it wasn't quite up to par, especially when it came to the modem, when it came to some of the optimizations, when it came to the heat issues. And largely that went with the Tensor 3. But the Tensor 4, you could tell me that there's a Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 chipset in this phone, and I would believe you if I didn't know any better because I've had such a good experience with the phone. And I really enjoy using it. I enjoy carrying it around, and it just looks so premium. I know a lot of people don't like the design. I know people hate on the camera bar, which I actually like the way it looks, and I think that it makes the phone stand out. And when everybody's tired of the cutouts and the hole punches and Apple rearranging the camera by instead of having this cameras up and down, they put them like catty corner just so you can say that they changed something, I guess. But it really does feel like Google went back to the drawing board. And this is the phone we've been waiting for 4 years. My S24 has fell on the floor. Thank goodness I have carpet. But yeah, it feels like Google really made a concentrated effort. They said, okay, what can we do to make this phone better other than just a chipset? And I'm so glad. I really enjoyed the flat sides on here. I like the two-tone finish, and the cameras on here are really good. I know it still has some issues with fringing when it comes to portrait shots. I love the camera. Facial recognition is good as long as you have decent lighting. I love the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that's on here. It's so nice and so much improved. The weather app is cool. I never use the thermometer, just being frankly here. Maybe if one of my kids gets sick, I'll use it to check their temperature this year. But overall, it feels like this is the most significantly improved phone that I've used probably in years. And it's not just stuff that's on paper, it's stuff that is tangible. And then there's the stuff under the surface, the untangibles, like the smoothness, the quickness, the haptics when it comes to the keyboard, and just the overall product feels so well put together. And I have hopes for the Pixel 10 next year because I know they're switching to TSMC, and a lot of people are waiting on that. And this was not a sales pitch video, but it's more of like a reassurance video if you've been sitting on the fence waiting, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, because it got announced 2 or 3 years ago that they were switching to TSMC and moving away from Samsung making the chips in 2025. So we've known for 2 or 3 years that they were going to ditch Samsung and move over to TSMC. TSMC, if you don't know, makes better chips. They're the best chip maker on the planet. They don't have a lot of the issues that Samsung has with their processes for making chips and things like that. So it could get even better. Like we could find ourselves with the Pixel 10 with a even better phone, or like I am trying to temper people's expectations. Like, look, Google has come out and said our plan with these phones is not to try to make the fastest phone, the most powerful phone. We want to make the best and most effective phone that does what we think the phone should do. And I think that they nailed that plan perfectly when it comes to this phone. And maybe we'll see an improvement on that. But I still don't think all the people sitting out there going, oh, the benchmarks suck, blah, blah, blah. I don't expect the benchmarks to be game-changing when we get to the Pixel 10 either. There is rumors that the Pixel 11, which, go figure, there's already rumors for the Pixel 11, might have like a 2-nanometer chip, which would be pretty amazing. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to talk about the 9 Pro XL because it's hard to say that it's my favorite phone this year because I do also love the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 so much. And I'm sorry I haven't got that comparison video yet. It's been raining so much. Like, it's been raining so much. I've been traveling. I've just gone out of town for another 3 days again. Like, I'm going to nail this down as soon as I can get some more good comparison pictures to go along with it. But yes, I love the Sony phone, but the Sony phone's not for everyone. It's something that's not even available in the US, so it's hard to even recommend it to anyone. I do really enjoy the Sony phone, and I think it's probably, when you put these two phones together, the two most improved phones this year. But as far as the US goes, I call me crazy, but this Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, I think could be the best phones in the US this year in 2024. I think they're that good, and I've enjoyed using them so much, and it's completely changed and revitalized the Pixel experience for me, and I think for a lot of other folks as well. And I've seen so many more people with them, so many more people happy with them, and I've gotten so many positive comments from people who have picked them up who are like, man, this phone is the real deal. You weren't joking. And that's genuinely how I feel. But I do think that the Pixel 9 Pro, that they just had that it factor this year, that untangible thing that just makes them shine, and you feel like, man, this phone feels special. So that's all I got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.